just respond if I'm audible to all. Kavindra, Naveen, Gaurav.
Yeah, we are able to hear you.
Sure, sure. Amazing, amazing. So before we start, let me just introduce myself and then we can just start with our demonstration. Before we start, just give me a quick second. Wait a second. Mm. I think my screen is also visible to you. Okay, so this is one of the part of my sessions with networkings again. So we are going to learn your AWS Solutions Architect Associate SAACO03 as per the latest curriculum. Okay, this is going to be a full of live hands-on sessions with me. Okay, from very scratch to the professional level or to the intermediate level you can take, because I'll explain you what is the professional level of solutions architect and what is basically associate level we are going to learn here. So basically talking about me, I have been into multiple domains such as cloud, DevOps, RPA, and DevNet, okay, and many such platforms. I have been associated with multiple organizations such as Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Cisco Networks, Juniper Networks, okay, and I've also provided trainings for these platforms as well. So I come with an experience of around 7+ years with it, and moving around with it. You are in safe hands, and we are going to start with our session. So in this session, we will just try to take an overview with AWS. Okay, what is AWS and what all things you might go to learn with this. Okay, so with this, let's start with the session. So just give me a quick second. Let me just share my screen quickly. So I guess just confirm when my screen is visible. Is my screen visible to all?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so let me just connect my board quickly. Meanwhile, just I want to know, okay, any of the here people have some prior experience or you have heard about the AWS platform before? Or this is the first time you are knowing about it? Any of the previous experience so we have here?
No, Jerry.
No,
Okay.
Jerry.
Okay. Okay. First time. Amazing. Amazing. Then you are in better situations because sometimes people learn some things, and the basic thing of any kind of learning is unlearning it, and people are not able to do that. Unlearning means that you maybe have learned something. Okay. And then don't have a clarity like what is the proper way of learning, and you learn it in bits and bits. So what happens when you go for a proper learning, you want to learn the things in a very fast pace, which is again not correct way of learning it. Okay, and eventually you lose the track, and yeah, it gets tough in the meanwhile journey. So just we will just quickly have a quick navigation of the AWS platform. You can just all Google with me. Okay, just AWS. Okay, and yeah, you can just come to this platform where you can see aws.amazon.com. This one you can just come. Okay, so nothing sort of a notes you have to take for the day. Okay, just for your navigation after your day ends, you can just have a look on that. Right. So basically, before moving ahead, okay, this is I think mostly this training will contain some students and some professionals. Like student means I'm talking about undergrads and grads. Okay, and professionals I'm talking about who are actually working in the IT industry, may not be in the cloud domain, but whatsoever, maybe some other domain, and they are trying to switch to this domain. So this course caters to all. Okay, so I've already trained over around 25,000 undergrads and grads, and more than four, like three to four, no, 3 to 4 thousand professionals. Okay, and working, non-working, transitioning professionals. Okay, all over the globe I have taught. So you are in safe hands here. So slowly we'll be increasing the pace when you join the course. Okay, not on the first day, but in the first day we will be covering a lot of things. Okay, which will give you a glimpse about the AWS platform. So definitely, I hope you are able to see my screen where you can see this aws.amazon.com. You can have a quick navigation after my today's session, and I believe that wouldn't even be required, but I always expect and is the best way that the learner itself looking into the platform rather than someone else is navigating you for it. Okay, so basically this is the main page. Okay, so why I'm asking you to navigate here, there is a lot of things you can see, a lot of content. I will let you know. These are business solutions. If you can see, I will not talk about, okay, what is AWS and all that. You already know that's a cloud platform, right? So we can just skip that jargon. So on the, let's stick to the topic directly. So there are some solutions. So many of you are here to understand and learn AWS. That definitely when you start joining the course will more into that, but let's understand why we should use AWS and what is all this tech and all this about, right? So in AWS as a solution, it could be used for advertising and marketing, financial services, game tech, analytics and data lakes, AIML solutions, serverless computing. Okay, and there are several other solutions which you can use. So these are the various sectors where AWS could be implemented, but this is not the end. So advertising marketing is itself a biggest like a very big domain itself. Here you can put your web development or an agency, financial services. You can put your DB services where you can assign your BI services, anything. Okay, business intelligence service I'm talking about. Game tech, yeah, it's still a very a niche. Okay, you won't find many of the people into game tech. Okay, and definitely this is also not going to be a part of the curriculum as well. So game tech is a totally different sector, so we won't get into it. Okay, we won't sectorize your AWS journey. It will be a wholesome journey where a lot of things will be covered so that you can at least try to get into any of these business domains. Okay, so when we talk about market demand, okay, you can always have a look. Okay, there are two platforms. There is Gartner, and then we have Google Trends. Okay, so if you can search AWS Solutions Architect, okay, jobs, if you can just search, okay, so yeah, there will be plenty of jobs for this platform. Okay, so you can just have a look. So here, if you can see on LinkedIn itself, it is showing 47. It is a very much niche solutions architect job. Okay, so it is showing here 881 on Naukri. You can see 4557. All over, you can always there is a 42, like more than 40K opening within India. It's still there, but there are some added solutions you have to learn wherever it can take. Okay, and this is the site. Okay, where you can check, okay, what is going to be your responsibility as a AWS Solutions Architect. Okay, so you can just have a check. This is the job portal of the Amazon itself for various like global needs or global recruitments they have. Okay, and Solutions Architect is not only a job profile, it is a requirement. Solutions Architect is a requirement. Okay, when you add AWS Solutions Architect, it's become sounds more like a you know specific to AWS. Okay, and solutions architect is more. So if you can become a cloud engineer through it or cloud architect as well. Okay, and we have around 196 current openings globally with on the AWS portal itself, and there are various other portals where you can navigate and get into it. Okay, so, quick question is, okay, we all what kind of platform is AWS? It's a cloud platform. So, how many of you are aware of the cloud platform? How many of you are aware of it? What a cloud platform does? We can all, oh, and my sessions are going to be a transactional level session. It's not going to be a like I will just start lecturing and it's going to be all boring and yeah. So you can just always communicate. Yeah, someone's going to speak. Yeah, please speak.
Yeah. Yeah, so cloud is basically like, so hosting kind of services. So earlier we used to have an on-prem
Mm-hmm.
data center where we host our internal servers and all to access any of our internal applications and all. Wherein
Mm-hmm.
cloud is something which in where we host it in our third-party data centers like also AWS, GCP, all these things.
Right,
Like
right. That's right. Okay. So basically, my point here was like, why are we transitioning to cloud? Any you can
because
also answer. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's multiple things are there. So I can name one or two. One is cost, and one is agility, like the speed, and
Mm-hmm.
one is the capital investment.
Mm-hmm.
Upfront, we can save that upfront investments and all. And the majority is,
CapEx basically.
for
Yes.
example, if we have to buy a server and if we have to build an infrastructure, so that's gonna take time. Like if we place an order, so it will take minimum 6 months to 9 months to get delivered. Wherein
Mm-hmm.
if you go to a cloud, it's like already inbuilt is there. All we have to do just one click. So we can spin a VM in few minutes, and your server it is ready there. And also
Mm-hmm.
like if you have to use an on-prem data center, you have to have a separate team for it. So have a separate network team, server team, and ongoing costs for that particular resources and
Mm-hmm.
AC, all other things we have to say. So it's gonna be a saving the cost and agility. All these things would be a contributing factor where now all the corporates are moving ahead to cloud.
Amazing. So yeah, that's a good understanding about it. But like, can we all directly jump to cloud, or is there still a need of on-premise? What do you think? Like, we don't have to explain, but what do you think in that way?
We need
Um,
on-prem.
Yeah, please, please. Someone was saying, yeah, please.
I mean, we cannot directly move into cloud. I think we need at least some part we need on-prem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then we
Okay.
have to get the connections and how the service
Yeah,
works.
so initially there are when cloud was initially introduced, there are so many security compromises and security factors were discussing initially,
Mm-hmm.
like wherein especially on the banking financial kind of customers, so that data should not be get compromised when we hold it because the data would be stored in a third-party data center, so we would not be having much visibility, and there are chances of data theft and all those things. So security was little risky factor. Initially, it was there, but how far it is good at this point of now? I think most of the service providers have come up with cloud service providers come up with infrastructure as a service and all, wherein we are going to be controlling everything from that perspective. But on-prem, still there are organizations, whoever thinks about security and government-specific projects, they are still going with on-prem. Very.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good answer. But now here we are going to learn when and where it could be used. We would be judges here, right? It's not only about, okay, we are going to use cloud computing, we are going to use on-premise, but we will move and look beyond it. Okay, what are the risks associated with cloud? We are going to see what are the different platforms, what are the different models we are going to use. Okay, that are the part of basics. We are going to learn that as well. Okay, so basically to start with, we will see, okay, what is cloud computing? Okay, what are its deployment models, its history, benefits, risk, security and privacy, any kind of isolation failures we can have, any kind of management interface compromises we can have, or any kind of data deletion, insecure or incomplete, any kind of things which we should be able to track. So basically, at an organization level, when we talk about, just give me a second. I think everyone should be able to see my board though. Okay. So at the organization level, if I see, let's suppose this is a organization. Okay. This is organization, right? So when we talk about a security factor, so what do you think? Who is managing the security? Okay. Does the AWS? Yes, AWS will manage the security. But who is going to define the security? That is the organization itself. Who is the organization? The individuals. Okay. Who are those individuals? They will be your admins or solutions architect, or you can see your cloud architects, right? Any of these we can call with any fancy name. Okay, there will be people who are going to manage. So AWS is only concerned about its own security rather than your data, because I'm saying, because AWS will definitely manage data centers, but if there is a flaw in your data management possibilities within your organization, AWS is, however, won't be responsible. Let's suppose I have to put an authentication method, right? So what is the best way of authenticating someone? Any idea in today's era?
Multi-factor authentication.
Okay, we can call it 2FA, two-factor authentication, right? Or MFA. Okay, so there are multiple ways of it. First is software based. Okay, then is hardware. Okay, many of the big firms, okay, they use hardware based, which looks like a flash drive.
Yeah, like RSA tokens kind of.
Not RSA tokens are basically software baked 256-bit encrypted, 2048-bit encrypted. They can be like, I will show you. Then we have software based. If some of you are working, okay, you might be better knowing. But if some of you are not working, then I will also give you example. First of all, when you have many of you, like all of you might have a Gmail ID, right? Most of the people have it. Okay. Sometimes when you switch your phone, so don't you think you get a OTP? Do you get a OTP?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a kind of a MFA. Secondly, nowadays OTP could also be swapped. Okay. There is a security threat called SIM swapping. Okay. I won't get into deeper this cyber forensics and all. But when we talk about SIM swapping, someone can swap a SIM. Okay. And all your transactional level details, your all text, all calls, everything he can or she can get on her own phone or his phone. Okay. But this is not found to be the most secure one. Okay. In the software based, we have your Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, so many. Forget about the language, just understand what I'm trying to say. So Microsoft Authenticator, Google Authenticator, many kind of authenticators we do have. And we do register our phones on top of that. Once you do register, okay, so let's suppose you switch your device, it will give you a notification to your previous device. If you don't have the previous device, then you will always have a text, okay, that you have always have the more this message kind of a thing, OTP you can send and then get it done. Because at the end of the day, you should be careful of your device, okay? So that's why your phone and everything, okay, you have to keep in safe hands. Then you get a notification, okay, on this Google Authenticator, and on the Google portal, you will have some kind of code. That code you have to enter here in your Google for like Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator. Then you authenticate, then you put your biometrics, then it gets biometrics or your biometrics or your password, mobile password. Then only it will authenticate. Okay. Now, these flash drives. Okay. The flash drive, there are many drives such as YubiKeys and all. So let me just show you. If you can see, I think. Okay, sorry, this one. So this one is one of the best keys. Okay, I also used to use it, but yeah, now it's a bit. I have to carry it. Then it became complicated a bit. But yeah, this is one of the best one. Ubico. Okay, it builds YubiKey. Okay, so how does it look? If I can show you, I will just show you the some images. So this looks something like this, like a flash drive. Okay, this is a very good flash drive. Many of the organizational level where the infrastructure people basically who are physically maintaining the infra part, okay, you will find these kind of keys with them sometimes, okay, and some kind of people in in the security sector or cyber forensics, you will also see for encryption of data and all to be authenticated with it. So these are some examples, okay. You can also have a look, okay, what kind of keys do they have. Not YubiKey, there are many vendors who are working with it, but YubiKey is the most reliable and most famous one, okay. So you can always have a look on that, right? Moving forward, let's check your ideology about cloud now, okay? And we'll just move around then a quick look towards AWS, okay? So let's have a quick round. Okay, now we all said cloud is this, cloud is that, okay, but maybe we will all fail, okay, when we will need to explain it properly to a person on a very technical point of view. Okay, we all understand, okay, cloud is hosting, cloud is that, but the purpose of cloud is not only hosting. Hosting is one of the biggest use case what we have acquired, we have taken as a the first solution what we can do. So now tell me, what is the best cloud, but like, what is the mostly used cloud, mostly people in India, okay, what is the most used cloud in India, which you use it for free? Any kind of cloud service, what you are using and you are using it for free?
Google.
Right, Google. And what service of Google?
G Drive. Yeah.
Right,
Google.
Google Drive. Right,
Yeah.
you are correct. So this Google Drive is like a lifeline to all people. Okay, why I'm talking mostly in India, because Google Drive is more like very popular in India. Okay, when you go to EMEA regions or North American regions or like above it Canadian regions, so what happens there is the Google Drive is popular, but the thing is, why is it popular in India? That you have to understand. First of all, okay, here in India, most of the handheld device users are basically Android users. Okay, and then you can go to iOS and all. Still, the count is not that high. So, what is the main? Who is the bread and butter of Android? It is Google's or G apps. G apps mean Google apps. Okay, I'm talking about. Okay, so G Drive is part of G apps. Okay, so as a adaptability, people in India started using Android. Similarly, okay, when we have a look in into US market, okay, then it is iOS. Okay, here people are using the options of cloud services given by Apple itself. Okay, so here the market size will be less. Okay, right? That doesn't mean people can't use G Drive. Adaptability of Android is increasing in West as well, but adaptability of iOS is increasing in our South Asian and Asian countries. Okay. So moving ahead, this is just a brief idea. When I talk about cloud, what is the first thing you get? Storage solutions, right? Or is there anything you get in the mind? Definitely the storage solutions you get in the mind first. Okay. You can always put your queries in chat. Okay. This is on YouTube live, I guess. You can always, learners can always put their doubt in the chat as well, so the team can reach you back on the same. Okay. So cloud computing, okay, basically provides us a means by which we can access, okay, the various applications what we have here. Okay. So basically what I mean by various applications means, let's suppose I have an application VLC media player. Okay. Now it is installed on my local machine. It is installed on my local machine. Okay. Then I have a cloud. Okay. Let's suppose this is AWS cloud. Okay. What I will do, I'll just put a virtual machine here. Forget about the virtual machine. Let's suppose I'm installing a OS, and on the top of that, I have installed VLC. Okay. So can this be accessed remotely? Yes, this can also be accessed remotely. Can this be accessed remotely? Yes, this would definitely be accessed remotely. But the thing is, if my local machine is powered off, if my local machine is shut down, can I remotely power it on? Can I remotely power it on?
No.
Okay. So let's suppose we call it a kind of a software enablement through this can't happen. But can I do this here in the cloud?
Yeah.
Right? We can do that
being
definitely.
a VM, yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Not being a VM, but it is on cloud, and cloud we can access anywhere. And cloud is not dependent on our power supply definitely. Or if you even shut it down, we can just always turn it on, because logically VM thinks when we shut down, VM thinks, okay, it is shut down, right? VM thinks that. But is it true? The VM things shut down, but is the main infra shut down? Infra is still up. Infra is still up. Okay, infra is not turned off. First thing, in the case of my infra is shut down. Okay, so that was the main thing. And how many people can use this? Maybe one, right? Here, same VM can be used by simultaneously 100 people, or maybe 1,000 people, or maybe 10,000 people. I'm just giving you a just random number. You can be like many people, like 2 to 3 people can also use, and 3,000 people can also use, depending upon the VM size and all. We are going to learn that later of it. Okay, I'll just give you a glimpse on that. So basically, here the term cloud refers to a network or internet. Okay, or in other words, we can also say that cloud is something which is present at some kind of a remote location. Okay, and cloud can provide services over a network. Okay, on public networks or on private networks. Okay, that is WAN, LAN, or any kind of VPN. Okay, and you can have a look into multiple services such as applications such as emailing, web conferencing, customer relationship management. These are all applications, and many other applications are there which are running on cloud. Okay, so now tell me, there is a whole team. Let's suppose, let's talk about a CRM application. I hope this is not the first time you are hearing the CRM. This is a customer relationship management application. Okay, so let's suppose a CRM application is being used by a team. Okay, so I'm using this for a sales team. Okay, so in my team, okay, there are two team leads, like we can call it TL. Okay, now these TL have around 5 people, or this TL has around 5 people working under it. So how many people are there? 10 people are working. Okay, now let's suppose they are all going to an office. They are working in the same office or same organization. Okay, at same floor. Here I can say a local server they can set up. Okay, to simultaneously check the things and the reports, dashboards, everything. But now tell me, there is an urgent report the TL needs to submit. Okay. So he will call these 5 people, or anyone he trusts, he will call a single individual. This TL will call, okay, and it will ask for report. Can you assure me that report sent by this guy will be 100% correct to the TL? Can you assure me? Anyone can assure the report sent by the person over sitting over as a person who is working is could be 100% correct?
No.
Okay, there is always a possibility of human error, right? Can you
Right.
say that? Okay, so how can we avoid that human error? Any ideas? All ideas are welcome. We're here not learning AWS. It is just we are just discussing some use cases. So any ideas? Okay, now I can do one thing. Let's suppose, have you heard of applications which are called SaaS applications? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
have you heard?
Yes, like Microsoft 365.
Right, it is a SaaS application. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Workday.
here what is, yeah, many applications are there which are sort of giving a software as a service. Okay, we'll talk about that models and all a bit later, but let's understand. So here in a SaaS application, okay, let's suppose this CRM application is a SaaS application. Okay, and SaaS principle it would be on the cloud. Now, what will happen? There are two team leads again. This CRM is this CRM is a SaaS application. This is a TL and this is a TL. Okay, these people then still have to work. Okay, you can't pull out their work, they have to still work. But if this TL needs to fetch any reports, if he is in the like international space station, ISS also, okay, so it doesn't matter if the internet is there, it can check. Okay, the TL can check their teams all the activities, not activities in the sense like monitoring them, but whatever leads they have generated, whatever work they have done. Okay, and on the basis of done, okay, if the the CRM platform permits report generation and all, so TL can instantly generate the reports, okay, and fetch it as well. Now what is the good thing about here? Here we are not dependent upon a local platform or a local server. First of all, a local server, let's suppose my local platform or a local server, okay, it has a CPU of 3 gigahertz and 20 cores. Okay, then we have let's suppose RAM of 50 GB, or let's suppose, oh yeah, let's take it 50 GB. Okay, and basic and storage and all these are negligible. We can just storage 500 GB. Okay, SSD storage. Now here for 5 people it is fine, it is working fine. Less people, less load, it is working fine. Let's suppose it is 50 people here. Now tell me, will the same capacity will be able to handle it? Maybe yes, tough, right? And maybe no. Chances of no is more, right? Because this system was not built for 50 people. Okay, then I need to go to the market, okay, or put a quotation to someone. Okay, please suggest me, and that the guy will tell, okay, increase it to 500 GB, okay, and then increase the storage to 5000, and here you need a set of 200 cores, right? But is this the correct choice to build an infra? The quotations are built like this. Is this a correct choice to build an infra? Have you all understood my question? Earlier, 5 people were working. Now 50 are working. So 10x the users have become. Okay. The CPU was 3 gigahertz, 20 cores. RAM was 50 GB, and the SSD or a storage was around 500 GB. Now I am just trying to increase it. So first of all, who is going to bear this hardware level cost? Hardware cost. Who is going to bear it? The organization itself, right? And let's suppose if I've optimized the application and the consumption has reduced a bit, in that case, can I again go back and reduce the infra? Can I again go back and reduce the infra?
Not possible.
Not possible, right?
Yeah,
This is a
yeah,
very simple.
that's
And
yeah.
this also doesn't make any sense, okay, because it is not cheap. Okay, this 200 cores what you are using and this RAM, so these whatever things you don't compare with your PC. Okay, these are all server grade things what you would be going to be using. Okay, server grade RAM, server grade CPU, server grade operating system, licensing cost, a lot of things are here. But if I tell you, okay, whatever you saw here, okay, these are all going to managed by your cloud provider, AWS. How will you feel? Your OS, your infra, okay, your infra security, okay, you can downsize anytime and upsize anytime. Don't you think this is more convenient? Right? This will be always be more convenient. Okay, but we can't still eradicate the use case of on-premise systems, but definitely on a mass scale we can reduce it. Now, you I might have noticed in the last few years we have seen a very exponential boom in the startups. Now just give me some startups who started their journey with cloud, the known startups, and why they opted for a cloud solution. Quick answers, please. Quick answers. Can you name some Indian
Zomato.
startups? Yeah,
Zomato.
Zomato. Anything else? Ola, right? Ola's whole infrastructure is mostly on cloud itself. Okay, and they have taken APIs from Google for the map building and everything. Okay, so basically it was easy for the startups to scale, but okay, the competition is also higher. When we talk about 20 years or 30 years before, when organizations such as HCL, Infosys, okay, and this XYZ organizations, which are big fishes in the market, right? So what happened? They didn't have this kind of, they were still there on the mainframes and all. Okay. So transitioning is always a tough journey, not as an organization, but if you think as an individual point of view. So why are you all here? Because maybe at some point you want to transition or you want to learn cloud because of the market needs. Because the next thing will be, okay, in the next coming years, it will be cloud only. Okay, nothing else is going to catch. There will be enhancements and everything on the cloud. Okay, but it will be on the cloud most probably. Okay, so the basic concepts, okay, we'll just have a quick thorough understanding. Okay, so what is cloud going to eradicate? Okay, and what is cloud actually doing? So cloud computing is actually referring to the any kind of manipulation, configuration, or how you're accessing the applications on the way or online. Okay, and it offers online data storage, infra, and applications, right? And we need now to install a piece of software on our local system. This is how the cloud computing overcomes platform dependency issues. So what is a platform dependency issue? Okay, can some of you just can tell your names? I don't read it properly. Just give me a name quickly. I want 3 users here.
Yeah, I'm Shri Vidya here.
Hi Shri, this is Shri's system. Anyone else? Now 2 systems only available. Quick, please. Let's put Gaurav. Okay, okay. So Gaurav is here, and I can see another name. That is Naveen. Okay. So these are the 3 users. Let's suppose, right? So basically, Shri installed Windows 11. Gaurav installed Windows 11, and Naveen also installed Windows 11. So can we say all same operating systems are installed? Yes, operating system is same. But Sri's system is working really good. Gaurav's system is also working good, but Naveen's system isn't working as per the parameters. Why? What could be the challenges? Infra level challenges. Okay, infra level challenges. Maybe she is using a i7 processor, Gaurav is using a i5, and Naveen might be using a i5 but a underperforming, okay, processor. okay, which we also called, I don't exactly remember the grade of the processor, but yeah, let's take it easy as underperforming. i7 or i5 working fine. It could be RAM, it could be anything. So can you understand the platform dependency over here or the infra dependency over here? Okay.
Yes.
And when we talk about platform, let's suppose Gaurav is on Windows 10 and Naveen is on also Windows 10. Okay, Gaurav has installed some other version of 10 and Naveen has installed some other version of 10. So there could be software compatibility issues and she is already on 11. The software is compatible. Okay, the software is compatible on Sri's machine, but it's not properly compatible either on Gaurav or Naveen's machine. So this is platform dependency issues, right? So what is the platform in our case? Our operating systems. On the top of it, we are running all this, or maybe our virtual machines. Okay. So what cloud does is, okay, let's suppose this is a cloud infra. Okay. Let's suppose this is processor X. Okay. And then a RAM X and some X thing is there, right? But all the users can stay on the same infra. Let it be Shri. Okay. Let it be Gaurav, or let it be Naveen, right? So if I'm putting here Windows 11, okay, okay, the Windows 11 will be same for Gaurav, the Windows 11 will be same for Naveen, okay, the 99.9% assurity from my side. This will be almost same. There is no change. And this 0.9 is just, this 0.1 is just kept for a, okay, for legality issues and all. You'll understand it later. So here, Shrees, Gaurav, and Naveen, okay, are on the same platform that we have fixed it. Okay. And now we have also fixed the hardware level dependency. They are all same on the same infra. Okay. From the same infra, they can choose they want a 2 GB RAM or 30 GB RAM or 20 GB RAM. That's their purpose. Okay. So let's have a quick look to our infra side. So I think everyone is able to see my screen. Okay. Let's have a quick login to the console. Let me just check whether I'm able to log in or not. 1 second. Okay. When we are starting with the session, when you start learning, right? So we would be definitely, I will be helping you to from the very scratch, starting from creating your account as well. So you don't have to proceed anything earlier. Okay. Everything I'm going to help you out. So don't worry. So one of the most, can you be able to check, see my window or my console of AWS? This is how your console will look. Okay. And on the right hand side, you'll see your years account or your ID, okay, organization level things, so your account details, billing and cost management, or some other details as well. Okay. So this is how your page will look. You won't find these many recent services because you might not have used any of them. Okay. In that case, this won't be visible to you. It will be a blank screen. But as soon as you start utilizing services over here, it would be started popping up here. Okay. So on the left, you can see recently visited, any kind of health and all. I'm going to explain you what are these. So you can skip this. Then this is the cost and usage, what I have done, what is the contribution. Okay, so these are the services which costed me few things. So let it be EC2, Kinesis, Firehose, RDS, yeah, like ELB and Cloud Shell. Okay, so yes, you don't have to get into that much, but let's try to use one of the services, which is EC2. Okay, that is the most popularly used service. So I'm going to help you use that. Okay, so let's have a look. So I guess the screen is visible. Now we call servers here instances. Okay, this is EC2. So what is EC2? Okay, any idea? Have you heard of it earlier? Okay, if not, okay, you're going to say something. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, I've heard about the EC2 instances, but I don't know how
Right.
different it is Not sure of its technical specifications and much into
Right,
it.
right.
It's
That's why you're
kind of
here. Okay, not an
Yeah.
issue. Sure. So basically, EC2 is Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. So EC2 Compute Cloud. So they have made it EC2, C and 2. Okay. So what does it do? It provides you on-demand scalable computing capacity in the AWS cloud. And using EC2, it reduces your hardware costs, so you can develop and deploy applications faster. You can use EC2 to launch many or as few virtual server, like as many you like basically you want. Okay, you can configure your security and networking and manage storage. You can add capacity to handle compute heavy tasks such as monthly or yearly processes or spikes or any kind of website traffic you are getting. You can always downsize or upsize it. Okay, when the users decreases, you can reduce capacity, you can scale down it. Okay, and when it is increasing, you can scale up. Okay, so the basic thing of a EC2 is, let's in a very simple way we'll understand today. It is just a kind of a server which you can configure remotely, without thinking of any kind of networking and all. Yeah, if you want to customize it, definitely you need to learn and have understanding of networking, which we are going to cover in our session moving ahead if you join. So most probably, here there will be some things like, in a high level. Let's have a quick uh, check here. So here we'll be calling few things such as wait a second. Okay, instances. Okay, then we will have some instance types. Then we have our storage volumes. Okay, and then we have our basically our regions. AZ is availability zones. I will make you learn what are these in detail. Okay, then a lot of other things. We have SGs, which is security groups. Okay, so basically let's have a quick check on instances. These are servers. What kind of instance types or what kind of servers we want to use. Storage volumes, in what is the size of the volume we want to use. Volume means your storage unit. It could be SSD, HDD. Okay, but it is a SSD only. Then we have regions. Regions means like India, or in India we had two regions, Mumbai and Hyderabad. I don't see on Hyderabad right now on the map, but Mumbai is still there. So Mumbai is a region. In Mumbai, there could be multiple data centers, which we can call it, as AZ. Okay, in let's suppose we call it Mumbai. Wait a second, it's so dirty here. Okay, and here we can have three data centers. So these three data centers, which is part of Mumbai, are called as AZ. How is it and all? We'll see later. Security groups acts as a firewall. Okay, if you don't understand what is a firewall, firewall is the tool. It could be a hardware based or it could be a software based. If you have installed a software, usually a good software like McAfee, Quickheal and all, they have their own firewalls, but Windows also has its Defender firewall. So basically it blocks all the incoming or introduce any kind of network traffic which could be suspicious. It blocks it so that it doesn't reach your system. Okay, so that is a firewall. So security groups add something similar to it. So when we have a look, so let's see how do we launch our instance. Okay, so here let's suppose we'll launch an instance. So please note, anything or any service which we are going to utilize throughout this course, okay, I hope everyone knows that cloud has a cost, right? And we won't be getting into some costly servers and all. Just make sure in the mind, yeah, it is always your choice, okay, that if you want to spend some amount and all, that is good, but I will let you know how much amount and how does it work. Okay, but in a real use case, I'll recommend you that it's like you should go with zero thing. Okay, but still there will be some $1 or maximum $2 of charges when you will be completing with the sessions with me, and that's a record. No one gets charged highly in my sessions. Okay, and secondly, please follow the tutorials or hands-on formally what I said, and if required, you can always go with the recordings. So here, let's suppose demo server, I will just put, okay, and here let's suppose we are using Amazon Linux. Okay, so this is a 64-bit Linux, you can see. Okay, and next, and this is a free tier eligible. What is free tier? Free tier is which is for which you will have some kind of free tier usage or a limit. Then T2 is a kind of a instance type which is having a one virtual CPU and 1 gigabits of RAM. Okay, then you can go with a key pair, or a key pair is like a security mechanism in between which verifies your remote system what to you are connecting. So for now we'll be proceeding without a key pair right now. Okay, then there is a VPC. Okay, so which you can all in your case you can always create a new security group, but definitely you are not doing the hands-on, so I won't create a new one. Rather, I'll just create, I'll just choose a default security group. Okay. Then this is the configure storage. So if you want to see what we have in the security group, so let's have a look. So basically nothing we have in the security group right now. All the ports and everything is enabled in the inbound rules. Okay. So you can go with the create security group where the SSH traffic would be enabled. SSH traffic means your layer which communicates with the OS. Basically, this Amazon Linux is a CLI based Linux. CLI means command line interface. Okay, it is not a GUI, which is graphical user interface. When we would be connecting to any kind of Windows machines and all, so it could be a GUI based. Okay, so here let it be in the default settings. Nothing we have to change. This level, this much of storage is fine. Okay, 8 and GP2, sorry, GP3. Okay, and yeah, we are good to go, and we can just launch it, and let's see how much time it takes. Okay, it will take 2 or 3 minutes. So initializing quick, creating security groups, creating security group rules that I shown you, that inbound traffic and all. Okay, where it ports and any kind of what kind of communication you are trying to do, that also is shown. So if you can see, can you see a region here? Most probably, we are all going to use this region only, North Virginia. There is no specific region why we are trying to use, but the reason is it is on the top and it is convenient for everyone to check it out. Rather than I'm going to Bombay, Mumbai or Singapore or Sydney, it is better to be here in the first list. And please be following in this region only, because the charges, okay, will be different. Whatever you create in this region, okay, if you switch to this region, I'll just give you an example. Let's suppose we are in North Virginia. If I switch to US East Ohio region, the same in the EC2, it won't be visible. Okay, so it is isolated from every region. So see, when we are going to instances here, when we are in Ohio region, the instances won't be available, right? So let's suppose you are working in a MNC and you have multiple offices across, let's suppose India, right? You have a server set up in Hyderabad, correct? But you are working in Delhi office. So it is working, it is sounding similar to that. So you have to find server in the Hyderabad office only, not in Delhi office. Similarly, I have set up a server in North Virginia, and if you go to search in Ohio, you won't find it because it is set up here. Moving forward, it is in running state. Status checks are being initialized. Okay, and it is an instance type is T2 micro, and availability zone is US. So this is a kind of a data center. I'll explain you how does it and what does it work. Okay, we are on limited time, so definitely the thorough explanation couldn't be get into. This is the IP address what you have got. Okay, and this will always keep changing once you shut down your system and then turn it on. The IP address will change because IP address changes are dynamic, and because you don't own IP address, so you can't claim it that it should be there. If you want to claim it, okay, or you want a static IP address, there is a different way through Elastic IP. We can just assign it. Elastic IP is also there, so and that has a cost associated with it. Okay, so let's check and refresh whether we are doing okay. It is still initializing, but yeah, the status is running. It is doing some status checks basically, so we can still connect to the OS. So let me just connect to the OS. You clicked on connect there, and no changes you have to do. Just click on connect. This is one kind of way where we are trying to establish the connection to our remote system, where this demo server, what we have created. Okay. There are multiple better ways where you will be using in the industry. Okay. Which can, we can also get into that. Okay. So let's suppose if I just check, okay. Uh, so here is the EC2 user, or who is the user? Is EC2 user is the name of the user. Okay. And if I just get into, okay, wait a second. So this is the information about the operating system. Okay, when was it released? What is the platform? From where you will get the support from? Okay, you can just check it out here. So basically, I'm just trying to show you not to learn the commands, but basic thing is that we have logged into the operating system. Okay, so this is the thing about it. And if you see here, here is the total process. Okay, what is the memory it is allocated? Okay, how much it is free, okay, how much it is consumed. Okay, available memory is of 677 GB. Okay, it is a swap memory, this is RAM, this is your swap memory. Okay, how many users have logged in, how much time it has been turned up. Okay, and how many processes are running. Okay, how many are sleeping, stopped. Okay, so you can just check everything here. So basically, this is just to bring the idea that we are working on a live operating system. Okay, in the sessions we will try to deploy it in multiple ways. Okay, we'll see how the things could be handled. Okay, in multiple ways, or we can say in some scale which is more understandable. Okay, so that is what the point is. Okay, and the basic thing is that you will also get an idea around the things that, okay, how the cloud things work. So before we delve or dive into the things more, okay, so let me just do a thing, okay, which will give you a quick glimpse. 1 second. Okay, I guess, let me just share a new thing with you. 1 second. Is the screen visible to everyone? Just give me a quick confirmation.
Yeah.
Right. So let's have a quick go through about the solutions architect exam and all. So I'm just telling you, this is going to be a full hands-on session. Okay. So we are not targeting a specific exam a lot, but definitely I can help you out with the exam part as well. Okay. So basically the basic requirement of any exam is that you have actually worked with AWS. Most of the trainers or most of the organizations where you are going to take trainings, they will tell you, they will say, okay, we will train you for the exam. So there is no specific training for the exam. The training should be more specific to the industry orientation and how you should work inside the industry and how the actual scenario goes. Okay, we are not here to learn, okay, XYZ of AWS and then we will be totally blank when we are in the industry, right? So we want the solutions. Okay, exam and all, it is easy to crack. I'll let you know how. Not today, maybe later. Okay, so here this is from 2013 and all. We can start it. So this is the foundation level course, which is cloud practitioner. This is a certification. Then this is associate level. So you can see 1 year of experience solving problems, implementing. So that's what I was talking about. So solutions architect we are talking about here, which we are targeting the course to be. We are not targeting professionals, and no professional can get 2 years. 2 years is after this 1 of your experience, then getting a solutions architect. Then after 2 years, you get a professional. When you are like totally into AWS solution and totally dependent, you're totally dependent how much experience you got. Okay, so this is more of a hands-on approach. This professional certifications, we or anyone, I won't suggest you to target, because you won't be able to crack it, because it is more of a idea, like ideafication. It will be more theoretical. Okay, this will be more like use case based. Okay, and you won't be able to assess the use case in this current scenario or the current learnings. Okay, even if you are 10 years in IT or even 5 years or 15 years in IT, that doesn't matter. You'll get an understanding, but you won't be able to crack the certification. So first certification, and this is the this certification is more than enough. No one asks for this solutions architect professional until unless you are a keen learner or something. You can do it, but this is for the 90% of the organization, or maybe 100% also. This is more than enough. Solutions architect. Okay. Now, there's a specialties. Many of the specialty certifications are getting to be removed in a few months. Okay, and they will be replaced by some. So you can just ignore this part. So we are targeting this. Okay. So in 2013 we have SAC01. Then in 2000 till 2022 we reached that SAC03. Okay. So we are targeting this one only. Okay. So the questions or something will be like this. Okay. And if you can just see what will be the exam domains. So forget about the exam domains. These are the things which we are also going to target during a learn: how to secure your architecture, how to build resilient architectures, how to make them high performing. Basically, we are not going to deploy any high performing servers, but it will be on a theoretical note. I'll explain how you can do it. And I'll also practically show you how it is being done. Okay. But we are not going to use any high performance because it will be whooping costly. Okay. And there is no point, because to make use of it, you should have a use case. And for high performing use case, no end user will have a use case. Simple thing. Okay. So, and how you can optimize cost with your architecture, that we'll see. Moving to forward, you can just take this an example, the content outline and all. Okay. This is the bracket. So you can skip this part. In designing secure architecture, you will design and secure your access to AWS resources, which you will be doing through IAM. Okay. So workloads, applications, data security controls, we are going to check with the IAM part. Second thing is resilient architecture. Okay. We will be check about networking infra and everything with this, how we are figuring our SGs and our virtual private cloud and everything. We're checking with this. Then in the third part, we'll be determining a high performing or a scalable storage solutions, everything within the EC2 part, and let it be EC2 or RDS or any part where the storage is being consumed. Yeah, this part could be, we can just merge it there. Okay. Then cost optimization. Yeah, definitely cost optimization is a thing which is always going to be a deal breaker for everyone. Okay, or a deal maker for everyone, because when you are acquiring a client, the cost is always a concern when they are transitioning to any kind of cloud environment. So this is going to be the thing which you need to focus, right? Yeah. So when this start, what was its purpose and why? So when we talk about what AWS is Amazon Web Services, we all know Amazon.com, which is widely used by everyone. So these web services have been got into infrastructure business and everything. Okay. So you can basically, it helps you to take the advantages of the infrastructure. Okay. In the basis of your renting, they are renting out, or you are paying the charges, or a pay as you go model. This is more better than renting and paying at the burnt end. So this is similar. You use as you like, you pay as you use, at the maintain the bill will generate and you have to pay that. That is how it is. Okay. So yeah, this is just an example for when you have to rent a car versus buying a car. So you can just check. Buying a car $40,000, renting $100. Okay, and it is a depreciating asset, so you have to maintain everything. Your fueling, your maintaining, your engine failures, your tire punctures, everything you have to maintain. Okay, so here the cloud service providers is similar to a car rental service. Okay, where with different type of CPUs. Here you can have a sedan, your hatchback, or this is a van, or this is what it is, I don't know. Okay, so there are different kind of things you can just take to hire as per your convenience. Okay, so it's a just a division where how it started. Okay, and then early adopters of Amazon and Amazon own employees started consuming it. Okay, and at this point in the 2004 and 2003 where it started, there was no usability or to the public for this. Okay, then they started around 2006 with they made their platform public. Okay, and they called this a public cloud service provider, and this was a revolution in the cloud industry with AWS brought. No one is still in the close touch with AWS in the market size. maybe it be Azure, may it be Google Cloud. So people, for anyone going to learn cloud, this is the first platform in my recommendation they can learn. I'm also certified with other cloud providers as well, but still I feel AWS is one of the best. Yeah, it's totally depends how and what is the use case though. Okay, so they released few services that ECR like S3 and SQS in the beginning, then they went with EC2 and all these scalable level of storages. Okay, and they have around 200 plus services. I'll let you know what it is. So as I was speaking, it is a leading cloud like cloud, so like platform used by millions of customers. Okay, and yeah, this is the infra. This is the data center. Okay, here I was talking about AZ region and edge networks. Edge networks, please skip it. Definitely, you won't be able to understand at this point of time. But let's have a catch on AZ and a region. Region, okay. As I told, Mumbai is a region, North Virginia is a region, Ohio is a region. Availability zones would be part of it. Okay. Can you see data centers, data centers, data centers, data centers? That is what it is means. Okay. So we can see availability of your system is checked by availability zone. Okay. So if you can see the distance between, so this is a region, let's suppose, okay, and said there are three, so the distance between all regions could be 100 kilometers to 60 miles from each other because of disaster management. What is disaster management? Is there is an earthquake, who is going to lift up your systems? No one. Okay, it's going to blow off. So to have a safe distance, okay, they have kept like this. But yeah, there is some kind of disaster you can't stop, then you can't stop it, definitely. So Amazon has also taken care of that. See, this is how your region looks. Okay, in the availability zone there could be multiple data centers, if you can see, or a single data center as well, but this is a recommended size what it is. If you can see in this availability zone, we can see this is Pittsburgh and Louisville, West Virginia. This is in between here. Okay, here you have availability zone 1, 2 and 3. It is nearby Ohio. If you can see here, it is Ohio. This is how they are trying to maintain. Okay, so in this region so even if your system goes down, it will get moved to other data, like in this availability zone, okay, which is Ohio, US East 2, if you can see. So here in this, there are three AZs. Okay, here if the AZ3 is down, totally down, you can't access. But if one or two data centers still, you can access your services over this. Okay, so you can do this by a method called auto scaling, which I'll let you know how it is. Okay, so what are advantages? Launch solutions, on-demand services, revolutionary solutions, unparalleled flexibility, or we can say a lot of flexibility you get to make any kind of modifications or changes or customizations to a system. Okay, so return on investment is high over here. Okay, you can get a project of around $1 million, but you don't have to pay $1 million on cloud, or you don't have to put your infra on top of it. So a lot of advantages you can count. Okay, so advantage, so trade fixed expense, benefit from massive economies of scale. You don't have to guess capacity. If you need upscaling, you can always upscale or upsize your platforms. Okay, and speed and agility, you can always configure number of CPUs, number of RAM. Okay, you can just go global in few minutes. Okay? Let's suppose you are trying to set up a website. Just think that you're setting up it on the local server. So it is a really headache. Okay, at least for me it is, and I don't want to never do that. I will use a service on cloud which is having a good uptime and all, and I'll just put my money into that and launch my service. Okay, you don't have to do any kind of maintenance, dusting, cleaning, everything is maintained by the infra team of AWS. Okay, but if you are just putting a laptop on your home, you have to dust and clean with all the dust things, right? So that's how. Okay, so basically this is a cloud computing thing. We all know that nothing much you have to get to through it. Yeah, so we don't have to, if you can see all over the globe, this is how it is scattered, okay, between multiple regions. Okay, and this is a host computer. Hypervisor is a solution which allows VMs to be set up. Okay, though this is just a brief idea with a graphical view, I just wanted to let you know like how the things actually work. Okay, so any questions this far, please tell me. Quick questions, we can have a round of discussion and then we can just have the closure.
Hi Jerry, so like do you explain these in depth later, because it was a little bit fast for me?
Yeah, it was just a glimpse, Shri.
Okay.
It was not explanation because I just wanted to let you know that these are the things existing, right?
Okay. All
So
right.
for each thing, we will have a thorough explanation. Okay, let's suppose this AZ and this part what I taught you, right? I told you this is a part of AWS infrastructure. So I'm going to explain you that so you don't have to worry. This is just a glimpse how the exam and everything. So exam part I won't be focusing much in the beginning. I can put it in the end of the whole session because you don't need it anyways. So in the first beginning, we'll be focusing on everything. Okay. So just give me a second. Okay. If I can just share you few of the things what you're going to learn, just give me a second. Meanwhile, you can ask me some questions. That you should have some questions, right? Or is it was so clear that you don't need any questions to ask?
No, yeah, it looks good, but only thing as the previous list we mentioned that, so since you just took flashed it so quickly, so I couldn't catch
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, definitely. It was just a glimpse. See, what I feel this PPTs and all are just, not always. See, if I would have made it very slow, then definitely we don't have the time for one thing. Because if I explain you infra, that will only take you 3 hours, right? So it is a kind of a demonstration session. So I need
Okay,
to
okay.
cover few things, right? Which you
Mm.
will see that what is going to be covered next. So that's how it is.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
great,
that's
great,
the
great.
purpose. Yeah. Yeah. Any more questions, please? Anything or like what we have discussed, which you are not able to understand? So we can definitely, you can ask, please. I would love to answer.
Yeah, how would you, decide to choose a particular
Infra, right?
yeah, infra, or no, based on, let's say I just want to spin up 2 servers for my organization, for example.
Hmm.
It's a small organization. So how will I go about this? So
So yeah, that's a good question, and it I can't answer correctly for your specific organization, but I'll give you a answer which will apply for all.
no,
So
it's just a
basically,
general question I'm
yes,
asking.
yes, definitely.
Mm.
So in this case, I won't say it is very simple, but it is not also tough to guess it. So here you don't have to make any guesses. So first of all, you have to understand your requirements. That's the first thing. Okay, requirement means what kind of software you are going to use, what is going to be your platform. Okay, how many users are going to access it. Okay, these are the three factors. How much load you will have. Okay, this is the fourth factor. So basically on based of that, you can choose what kind of instance type or server type. As I told you, instance type I was talking about. So I
Yeah.
think if my screen is shared, or okay, can you see my screen
Yes.
shared, right? So there are various instance types here. Okay, so I won't say that you will just master it by today as a look, but I will definitely assure you that one thing: once you have a go through, okay, for your needs, then let's suppose you will be able to guess, okay, whether you need a 16 GB RAM, or you will need a 32 GB RAM, okay, or you will need a 144 GB RAM, and this many of processors. So every software which comes to the market have its own system requirements, right? Then you multiply with the number of users who are going to use, and then you will have also a base memory and base CPU utilization for every server what you are running. Okay, and to make after making all these simple calculations, okay, you can just start utilizing your server. Okay, and you can ask your team as a part of alpha testing to start checking out these services. Okay, and monitor your service at least for a month, so that AWS has also side. Okay, the AWS can also suggest and the platform that whether your server what you have deployed, it is being consumed normally, or it needs more resources, or you need to downsize it. That kind of recommendation AWS will only give you. Okay, like it is a intelligent platform that they can also give you. If you have a bigger server size, reduce it. If you have to increase the server size, okay, under provisioned means it is not utilized properly, over provision that it is utilized more. Okay, so you have to increase yours, so that if there is a heavy spike, okay, so that your job doesn't get failed. So that's how it is.
Okay. So this coming back to the same question what Sri has asked,
Mhm.
like, so if I have a requirement of two servers, so with some
Mhm.
configuration of like some GB of RAM and some GB of storage, and this is
Mhm.
what the processor it is. Okay, I
Right.
have now on my table, I have Azure, AWS, and GCP.
Hmm.
If I have to choose, the use case is very simple. So based
Hmm.
on the rich features, because everybody says that they do have this high availability, resiliency, single point of failure because of multiple availability zones, so on and so forth.
Hmm. Hmm.
In that cases, like what is the best? I mean, how you can compare AWS is better than Azure and GCP?
Okay. So, okay, I'll just tell you. This is a very simple answer to it. First of all, every vendor has its cost. Okay.
Right.
And secondly, every vendor, what you see, won't have the region or the availability zone as per your requirements. So, first of all, you have to check the requirements. So, let's suppose you want the server in Bombay. Okay. So, first of all, you have to check, okay, whether the Google Cloud is having a server in Bombay or whether AWS is having the server in Bombay or whether GCP, OCI, IBM, whatever cloud, are they having the server nearest to your organization? That is the first thing because of the security, IT security policies. So data shouldn't go out of my country. Okay, that is the first thing we follow. Okay, usually it could be different if I want to go with AWS only. That is the first man. So you have to check if Mumbai is not there. Let's suppose Mumbai region is not. You have to check for the nearest, and that should be a friendly nation so that you don't have any policies or data theft issues in that country, right? So as per the GDPR policy, security policies, so US and Europe, EMA regions, they don't put their country's data to some other country. That is their policy. I have worked with multiple clients, so that is the first requirement they see as a security. Okay, so they will again check which vendor is providing them the service what they need. Now, then definitely businesses, whatever cost you see here, if you can see, $6.372, right? This won't be same for the business. Okay, there will be dedicated team who will be giving you when you join the session, I'll let you know how to assess the cost and all. There will be different platform where you assess it. Okay, in
Okay.
that you can put your infra, what kind of infra you want to put, then it will give you a bill. But that bill is just for an end user like you and me, but not for organization. For organization, definitely there will be a markup cost and everything will be there, which will be lower what you see here. Okay,
Okay.
whoever can give you the best service at lower price, okay, you can go with that. But still, I will recommend AWS as a solution until unless you have a specific use case that Azure is giving or GCP is giving. Okay, so that's
Okay.
would be my answer now. Yeah.
Right. So got it. Because I've seen organizations because Microsoft Teams comes along with as part of Microsoft 365. So sometimes they chooses Microsoft Azure being most of the application. So that's why I just asked like from a reliability and resiliency perspective. So how good we can compare Azure and AWS?
Reliability, everything is good, but see, I have used all the platforms. Less of GCP, but Azure and this both have I've used. But in my experience, I've seen AWS is being used, and I haven't seen any kind of downtimes yet. Okay, much with
Okay.
AWS. Okay, it's a
Okay.
very reliable platform.
Okay. Great.
Okay, Suresh, is there any procedure to change the clause? I'm not sure about it, Suresh. It's better if networking team will handle this question. That will be you can ask them better, right? So I won't be able to answer this. So Gaurav, you connect with Gaurav and other from the team who can check this out. Okay, Suresh,
And you'll be sharing the notes, right, Jerry?
Yeah,
notes for
sure.
today's session.
Generally for the class.
Yeah, definitely not. There is no notes for today's session, but generally daily basis it will be shared, so you don't have to worry. And these will be custom notes. This is not kind of a